Hey, how you doing? I know, it's been a minute since I posted a video. I talked a lot of crap about starting a YouTube channel, but life kicked my butt and I could not do YouTube the way I wanted to. If you watch my first video, you will hear a lot of interruptions. I'm not very good at editing. I've gotten a little bit better, so hopefully I could do this one a lot better, but at the time, that was not a good place for me to be. To record videos. It was a very traumatic experience. Maybe one day I will talk about it. Maybe I'll do a little story time. I just try not to give that situation too much energy because it wasn't worth it. That situation happened. It is what it is. You can see a change if you pay attention or you see from the last video. There's changes. I did want to address my name change on my channel. My channel was Robin's Book Report, but I changed it to Miss Robin Reviews because I wanted to branch out from just books. I watch a lot of old movies. I love horror movies. I want to try to get into different genres of books and movies and try different things because I'm a very stuck in my ways type of person. So I just wanted to broaden my channel to different things. I'm still going to talk about primarily books because that's my prime entertainment. So that is going to be the main focus, but it is going to be a lot of other things. The next thing I want to address is the Bell Jar series. I lost all my notes that I wrote for part 2. I'm still looking for them. I want to do a part 2 to that book because Sylvia Plath is one of my favorite writers, and that is one of my favorite books. I just had to find the notes, or I gotta reread the book and rewrite those notes. So we'll see if I could do it. I'm gonna keep that video up because it's my first video and it'll be nice to see the growth. Moving forward, I am going to try to post once a week. I have to find a day that works for me. It probably will be Fridays that my videos will post. But we're gonna see how this goes. I'm really excited to start my YouTube journey. I'm confident, but I am so scared in front of this camera. I'm sweating. That's why you probably hear the fan in the background, but you never know. You gotta branch out and try. And also, a lot of people in my life do not read a lot of books, or they don't read the books that I read, so it's not fun to read books and have no one to talk to about it. Like, granted, my boyfriend will listen, but another man don't want to hear that. If you see me looking this way, it's because I'm looking at my monitor. So I have to get used to not looking here and looking here. So I apologize. I'm going to get better. But if you would like to come on this journey with me, if you would like to give me some recommendations for different books, I will really appreciate it. If you want to hear what I got to say about different books and hear my recommendations, please subscribe, like the video, comment your critiques. I'm open to them. Let's just have a good time and let's talk. Please keep it cool in the comments. Granted, I've read that people like to read their comments, but I understand how mean YouTube can get, so I probably won't read them. Not all of them, at least. But, I mean, I'll try. So, just, try to keep it cute in the comments, and then we can have a good time. So, once again, like, subscribe, and come back for more. Videos dropping every Friday. So, moving on, I wanted to talk about self-help books. So, like I said, I went through something pretty traumatic a couple years ago. I think it was 2 years ago now. I don't know about anyone, when you go through something traumatic, sometimes, you kind of forget the timing of things because you want to remember, but you don't want to remember. That's where I'm at. So, I read a lot of self-help books in the past 2 years. Before that, I was a big proponent of self-help books anyway, but these are different type of books that I'm trying to review and I'm trying to give recommendations on. A lot of the books that I'm going to recommend do come from the sales culture. So these are books that I read when I was in the sales field. I used to sell cameras. I used to sell clothes. I was in MLMs at one point, so I was a network marketer. I'd done it all, like in sales wise, from high end products to low end products like retail, high end products like a $17,000 camera, a $50,000 camera. I've done it all. As of right now, I'm in healthcare, so it's, it's a little less sales tactics that I don't have to incorporate into my everyday life, but I still keep a lot of what I've learned from these books in my personality and how I govern myself and how I just handle the business world and how I handle people in general. So these books I'm going to recommend do come from the sales field. You are free to read them and apply them to your life the best way you can. I am going to preface this and say I did not know a lot of these authors were that controversial. So some of these authors don't have the best reputation now. That's okay. I'm sorry I'm saying a lot. It's a habit. I'm going to work on it. I do remember my speech teachings, but it just happens, okay? Anyway, so these books are sales tactics. They do come from the sales world, so they are going to be a little bit different. They are going to be hard to digest. They are not books that you read in one sitting. These are books that you read a couple chapters, you take notes, read a couple chapters, and you take notes. It's like studying. If you're a Christian and you've ever been to Bible study, it's like that. You take it chapter by chapter. Don't take it all into one book. Like all in like you're reading like Twilight, I think that's another thing that people do with self-help books. They want to read it like they're reading their favorite novel. And this is not a novel. This is a guide that you're going to apply to your life or in conjunction to whatever else you're doing. Like, for example, I read self-help books, but I also go to therapy. So it's like the two marry each other in my life. So that's how you should govern it. That's how you should read these books. Use it as a guideline. Don't use it as a end-all be-all. Don't use it as your guide way to life, but it could be something that helps in your life. So we're going to get started. I'm going to do 5. I am long-winded, so I'm trying to not be as long-winded. I don't want this to be a super long video. I'm going to try to narrow it down to 45 minutes, and I'm going to get to the meat and potatoes because I do rant and I ramble. So excuse me for the rant and rambling. I will try to edit it down because I'm doing it right now. Just bear with me, okay? I'm learning. Okay, so let's get started. So the first 2 books I'm going to talk about how to influence people, and is it just how to win friends and influence people? I was going to say how to influence friends and win people, but it's how to win friends and influence people. God dang. The book is from Dale Carnegie. I guess he's controversial. I don't really know the backstory. I don't care. I just read a few articles that said he was controversial. I said, whatever, that's fine. I still listen to the book. It helped me in my life. It has. So this book is if you are an introvert, I will say this book is something you do have to read, or you should read. I am not the best person when it comes to first impressions. I'm like a Sour Patch Kid. I'm sour and then I'm sweet, I'm not very like, hey, how you doing? I'm not like that. So in the sales world, I had to be like, okay, I don't want to scare people away with my my resting biatch face, but this is my face, I'm not a clown, but I want to learn how to make it better. You know what I'm saying? So Dale Carnegie in this book, he has one of his first few chapters of the book, he talks about the power of a smile. He talks about how to win friends, how to communicate. So one thing that I do to this day when it comes to communicating with people, like I said, when you have very niche, am I saying the word right? Whatever. You have very tailored interest in your life, it is kind of hard to connect to people. I never wanted to be one of those people who felt like I was on a high horse, and I have a know-it-all personality, so it's very easy for me to put myself on a high horse and think I'm smarter than everybody, I'm better than everybody. I don't want to be like that. I try not to be like that. It's sometimes people are just kind of stupid, but whatever. That is what it is. So in this book, he kind of talks about being able to connect with people